I don't know, I feel the Plesiosaurus can be pretty powerful if you get, you know, 2 or 3 of them and you can group them together. Hey, my name is Brent here on Cloudy of the Chance of Meeples. Today on the channel, we're going to be looking at a small expansion to a game that I absolutely love, one that I played in my top 10 played games of 2021, Draftosaurus. Today we're going to be looking at the Marina expansion, an expansion that adds a new Marina board as well as a new critter, or I guess a new dinosaur, the Plesiosaurus. How does it work? What are my thoughts? Let's find out. First, let's cue the thunder. So the radar overview for the Draftosaurus Marina expansion looks like this. It introduces a brand new critter, new dinosaur, and that is the Plesiosaurus. And they look pretty cool. I will say they sit on the board, but they tip over pretty easily. But it is what it is. You also get 5 new Marina boards. As you can see, they're double-sided. One of the sides has a little like fork in the road, and then the other side is just not. Okay, and then, as you can see, you put it on the bottom of the board. Why on earth it doesn't match up, I don't know. And you can say, Brent, that's not that big a deal. You're right, it's not that big a deal. The other side of the board is all right as well. But then when you flip it over to the winter board, it doesn't match up at all. And this is winter, this is summer. It is what it is, but like here you can see it doesn't match up at all. Maybe, nope, the board's bigger. But anyways, it is what it is. I don't know how it kind of passed production, but whatever. How does this game play? What do the Plesiosauruses add? Well, depending on how many players you're playing with will reflect on how many of these Plesiosauruses will go into the bag with all the other dinosaurs. When you draw one of these, and you can draw them just like any other of them, if you haven't played Draftosaurus, check out my review on that. This will make a little more sense. But when you draw Plesiosaurus, you can ignore the die and you just put it in the river. That's the only place the Plesiosaurus can go. You can put as many Plesiosauruses as you want in the river in hopes that you'll be able to move them down your Marina board for the most points. How do you do that? Well, all these bridges have an image of a different dinosaur. And anytime you place one of those, then you can put it then that Plesiosaurus can move. So if I would put a T-Rex here, then I can move these across there. Let's say later on in the game I put you know, a Triceratops here. At that point I can move them down the river like that. If I'd ever put a Parasaurolophus on there, I can move them across there. I can move one if I wanted. And then if I put you know, another one of these guys on, I can move this one. So you just try to get them further or far along the Marina board as possible. This side, as mentioned, has this little like fork in the road. The other side, I think, might be a little bit easier because your first 2 bridges, you have more options as to which dinosaurs you need to put. They all have the T-Rex to start them off. All the boards they look the same, but they all have a different configuration and variation as to which dinosaurs you need at what point of the Marina board. So there you have it. That is what you get in the Marina expansion for Draftosaurus. Let's check out the final forecast. So the final forecast for the Marina expansion for Draftosaurus, as you saw in the radar overview, there's not much to this expansion. You get 5 little boards and 10 little Plesiosauruses. And those boards, man, big misstep in my opinion, how neither side match either side of the board, the winter board or the summer board. The winter board looks even worse than the summer board, and I don't know how that happened. I don't know what the publisher was thinking in that regard, but kind of a misstep in my opinion that they couldn't have lined them up a little bit better with the river, but it doesn't affect the gameplay. It just makes things look a little bit weird. How does this game play? Well, I love Draftosaurus. I said that at the top of the video, and I've always wanted more Draftosaurus, and this is just more Draftosaurus. Just more things to think about when you're putting those Plesiosauruses in your river. Then you're gonna purposely pick certain dinosaurs moving forward to progress that Plesiosaurus or that group, or that couple of Plesiosauruses down your Marina board as far as you can go, because the further you go, the more points you get. So it kind of gives you a little bit of direction as to which dinosaurs you're going to place, and you're going to do it, you're going to think a little bit harder as to how you're going to do it. I've played this a dozen times already, and every time you go for the Plesiosaurus first. Maybe it's just because it's a new dinosaur and it's just a new board, but I don't know, I feel the Plesiosaurus can be pretty powerful if you get, 2 or 3 of them, and you can group them together and move them all the way down your Marina board, and you can get just a bunch of points. I will say this on the negative side. In the original Draftosaurus, when you're playing a 2 to 4 player game, everybody gets to roll the die an equal amount of turns. In a 5-player game, that doesn't happen. It changes drastically in this one because you only get equal amount of turns rolling the die in a 2-player game. So in any other player counts, because on each turn, instead of picking 6 dinosaurs, you're picking a 7th one. It changes how many times each player in turn order will be able to roll that placement die, and that can be a big thing. So just know that going into the game. If you don't like that aspect about Draftosaurus, you're not going to like that anymore. It's going to actually probably deter you even further away from Draftosaurus. But again, it's such a short game. It's 15 minutes, and it's just fun building your own little dinosaur zoo. So yeah, take that into consideration if that's a big issue for you. You're not going to get to roll that placement die, and so if you're, I think in a 4-player game, player 1 and 2, they're going to get to place it or roll that die 4 times, and players 3 and 4 only 3 times. So you're going to have 2 players doing it 1 less time. So it may change balancing, but again, it's such a light, filler, fun, short game. To go into this game to kind of just meta it all out, I kind of just does a disservice to the game, because it's just for fun, right? But anyways, that is my thoughts on Draftosaurus. 90% chance of meeples. I absolutely love it. It's more Draftosaurus than it's more dinosaurs. So 90% chance of meeples for the Marina expansion. My name is Brent. Check us out on Facebook. Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples. Remember, grab the umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with the chance of meeples.